Let's talk about, so a student, Henrique, before they even get to Berkeley, we talked about how can they find a competent teacher to study so that they can get their chops up a little bit. Because if I just picked up the sticks, I may not be ready to audition.
Okay,
for Berkeley.
let's do that. How you find a teacher? And I'm going to have a form that you can download for free pretty soon on the drumsetcoach.com. First of all, does your teacher has a degree in music or a master's degree or a doctor's degree in music? I don't go to my dentist and say, fix my truck. And I don't take my truck to my dentist and say, can you fix my truck? Yeah. I take my truck to the mechanic and I go to fix my tooth on the dentist, okay? Now, having a degree doesn't mean that you're a great musician. Maybe you don't have a degree, but have you toured professionally with major artists? That's the equivalent, right? So my commitment to education is I have a degree in jazz compositions and a master's degree in performance. So that means that I have discipline to start something and finish something. I also was in the military for 13 years on the best Air Force in the world, the United States Air Force. So don't go to a teacher and give your money to a you don't call an electrician to bake the cake for your kid's birthday. You call a baker for that, right? So there's a lot of people teaching that are really not good teachers. Okay, so make sure your teacher is a real teacher. Have a degree in music, a degree or a master's degree or a doctor's in music, or he or she's playing with some major artists that are professional. They're making a living with music. You might have a guy that doesn't have a degree, but he plays on your local symphony orchestra, or he's on a touring band. But that's kind of tricky too, because teaching, sometimes being a great drummer doesn't mean that you're a good teacher. Why do I say that? When you teach, for instance, you go online and get a course online. I design course for Berkeley. When you teach a real course, you have a syllabus and you have a plan. So you know, a good teacher should know where you're taking the student from day one, and they see the end of that. A good teacher is not going to make stuff up every time, and he doesn't know where he's taking you. You're both going to get lost. Okay, so how do you do that? So does your teacher has a degree in music and a master's degree or a doctor's in music, right? So those are good things. If they don't, do they make a successful career playing music? For instance, if your drum teacher during the day is an electrician, man, maybe not the best bet for you, okay? Second, the industry now, you have to play everything. So does your teacher recorded and play with major Afro-Cuban artists, major Brazilian artists, major big band artists, major rudimental drumming like military or classical orchestral percussions? Does he teach? Where does he teach? Does he teach down the music store, or he teaches at PIT or Berkeley or the Drummers Collective or North Texas or Indiana University? Where does he or she teaches? How many students do they teach a week? Do they teach 2 students or they teach 100 students? How many teachers, how many students, how many lessons they gave in the last 10 years? Is that on the thousands? When I went to do a surgery on my tooth, and this is when I was in college, the lady said, "You're going to be my first one." I run out of there. I said, "No, I don't want to do it with you." I had to go upstairs and found a guy who did 250 of those. Yeah. I don't want to be the test, right? Yeah. Also, is your teacher published with major publishing companies? Is he or she published with Carl Fisher, Hal Leonard, what is the other one? Carl Fisher, Hal Leonard,
Hudson
what is
Music.
the other?
Hudson Music.
Right? How many books do they have? Are they really committed to education? Are they organized? Do they know how to teach? Because a lot of big artists, they go really, some of my heroes, they go to a store, they give information, but they're not giving feedback or what works or what doesn't work. So make sure you get the correct teacher, because a lot of you are not getting the right teachers, and I have proof of that, because you're showing up on my door every year and you can't hold your sticks right. You don't know your rudiments. You can't read. You really don't have any skills that you be able to function on a band. And I know you don't want to hear this. I'm talking like a dad now. I have 2 kids, a 7 and a 10-year-old. This is something that you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. Because If all those online things are working, I would have amazing drummers coming every week to Berkeley. And that's not what I'm saying. So get your stuff together, get a good teacher, learn how to read snare, read drums, hold your stick properly, learn the basics. So when you get there, we can take you to talk about concepts, phrasing, putting on ensemble, learn harmony, melody. Why is it important to do that? Sorry, I can talk forever.
That's great.
So many times in my career, I said thank you to Berkeley for my education. I wrote music for big companies, HBO, Victoria's Secret. Like just 2 weeks ago, I got called to play with Victor Wooten on a Saturday afternoon. The gig is Monday. So there is no charge. I just got audio. So I came home Saturday, 5 o'clock, and I stay up until midnight, and I transcribe all these charts, right? And then Sunday morning, I came here, I put the charts, so I had to be able to write music, to write a chart, be able to understand my master's degrees in performance, techniques to help perfect this performance and go to the gig and do the gig. So if you're somebody who can't read and just learn music by memory, that's great too, and I practice that as well. But when you have to learn a lot of music in a short amount of time, reading is going to help you, you know.
Right.